All right, guys. This is a tournament held at my local pool hall, Classic Q. It's a 8-ball tournament, double elimination, race to one. And I don't know who my opponent. I don't know his name. I've played him a couple times in league and in tournaments, and he's a pretty solid player. Good shot and pretty reliable with his shot making. So definitely a very tough opponent. We played lag, and I win the lag, so I get to go ahead and rack him up for a break. So that's what I'm doing here. Definitely nervous going into this match. I always get nervous when I play, especially when I'm playing against somebody who I know is a strong player. I really like this tournament, but the fact that it's a race to one, means really anything can happen. So I've been working on my break a little bit lately and trying to do better, because I found that I've been breaking dry quite a lot lately. So I've moved my cue ball position for my break a little bit, and I was having some success with this position. So I went ahead and tried to replicate, but come up dry on this break. Definitely something I don't want. Decent spacing on the balls here, which is good, but also bad, especially with him up to shoot. I was just looking on this, kind of liking the stripes, but he elects to go for the 3 there, kind of easy shot, and then goes on a bit of a small run here, which is definitely making me nervous. I'm sitting on the sideline watching. And again, props to this player. Again, I apologize for not remembering his name. I'm still trying to get to learn everybody at the hall. And you see a lot of the same faces, but I don't always make my rounds and talk and socialize with everyone. So as you can see, he's got pretty good cue control, lining himself up pretty nicely for shots, kind of one after another. This one is a bit of a reacher and over top of some other balls, so he's got to bust out the bridge. And this is the first kind of break that I get here in this match, as he takes this shot and makes it, but goes ahead and scratches on the side pocket there, which gives me ball in hand and my first opportunity, aside from the break, to come up and see what I can do. So, as I had said, I kind of liked how stripes look, but obviously my hand is forced at this point. And really what I'm trying to get better at right now is learning the order. So, kind of picking my shots and figuring out what I'm going to hit first and where I'm going to go from there. So I'm still trying to figure that piece out and maybe get a little bit better there. So that's one thing I think about consciously when I'm trying to pick my first shots is, what do I go to first, and then where am I going after that? My thought was, if I can take that 9, leave myself in the center, it opens me up. I was also looking at that 8-ball, and I forget what number that is next to it, but thinking that would be a problem. So I utilized this opportunity to kind of break it free as a 13. And 13 ran a little bit more than I thought, but I was grateful to break it away from that 8 and kind of make things easier. Go for the combo shot, and this is where I kind of make my first mistake, by just hitting it a little bit too full and leaving myself tied up against my opponent's ball, kind of not leaving me much. The 13 wasn't dead to the rail, so I decided to try to play a little bit of a safety and pull this off. I think that's his 4 ball, and so my thought is, if I can leave the ball kind of somewhere in the middle of the table, then it's going to be hard for him to do much with. He doesn't have a cross side, and for him to do anything, that 1, or I think it's the 6, he's going to have to try to do a combo shot, which plenty of people are pretty good at, but it always adds in a layer of complexity that I was banking on, maybe being a problem for him. So he does what I think he's going to do, which is go for the combo, and almost pockets the 6, but misses, and then leaves kind of the 1 and the 6 real close to those corners. So I'm looking for, I believe it's the 12 here in the side pocket, and I'm kind of hoping I can get myself, if I can hit the 12, maybe I can come down and get that 13, or leave myself to get the other ball there in the middle, which doesn't happen. I miss my 12. He's got a chance to really kind of open things up here, and instead of going for that 6, he decides to line up on the 1, try to take that 1, but that 1's pretty close to the rail, and it's a pretty thin cut for him to get that, and he kicks it up off the rail instead of cutting it thin enough, which gives me another opportunity to take a shot at that 12. So I'm really hoping I can convert here, because if I can make this might open things up a little bit for me and allow me to try to take control of this match. But I have another mistake here where I roll that cue a little too far forward. I would have rather maybe have hit it harder so that I could separate that 10 and his 4 a bit more, but instead I leave myself a little bit too close to that 10, which doesn't give me the ability to hit that 15 in the corner there. So I figure I'm just going to try to make contact here, and I'm not so upset with this at the moment because I'm thinking that 4 is going to be a problem for him, and he must agree because that's what he lines up on. Instead of going after that 6 and 1, he goes right after the 4 to try to break that 4 out. So breaks the 4 out and then ends up blocking that corner pocket on me, which is definitely a little frustrating. Best shot that I have is this 10, and I was hoping to hit the 10 with a little draw so that I could try to get either the 15 or the 13 into the other corner, and I missed the shot, which is definitely not good for me. And this is pretty much where the game unravels for me. He's able to pocket his 4, get clear, and then this opens up the rest of the match for him, and this is really the beginning of my demise. He's able to go ahead and pocket the 6 in that corner pocket, leaves himself a really great shot on the 1, and he takes his time lining up on it, but ultimately he does a really good job of cue control after making this. So he's able to hit that 1 in the corner pocket, and then hits basically it's a 3 rail to come back around on the 8, and it really does. It comes around quite nicely, and that's all she wrote. There's very little chance of this player missing this shot, and that's all she wrote. But yeah, that was the match. Had a chance to win it, but I didn't quite get there. But I kind of wanted to show what we had and talk about it a little bit. Thanks for watching, guys.